Hello all you beautiful people out there, what is going on? This is your friend BritikHD coming just fast into the Beast Builds video, and today we're going to be looking at Riktor Jungle. I've been searching for the most badass Riktor Jungle deck I could find, and I think I found it right here, overviewing it for you guys, and I'm going to be showing you some gameplay early game and late game with this deck. It's just so good. Riktor's just a great jungler. He's one of the best early game junglers because he starts off with the most base health out of anyone else besides Steel. He's just super durable. He's got amazing CC to line up kills for your mid laner or your carry or whatever. He's just great. He's just a great jungler. He's really hard to learn, really hard to land those hooks and know when to use his abilities and all that. But once you get used to it, he becomes a top tier jungler for sure in this version of the game right now. So he's very strong early on. You're going to put 1 point into agility early on for the jungle assassin and Cold a Week just so you can clear camps quickly. His camp clear is very quick. You can get through all 3 white camps in under 2 minutes if you just keep spamming his electrocute ability and use Cold a Week's ability. And then as you move on, you're going to want to rush Tyrant because it's going to give you damage and it's going to give you health. Riktor's pretty scary with the damage because he can burst you, especially if there's somebody next to him. With all that CC, you won't be able to deal damage to him, and he'll still be able to deal a lot of damage to you, especially with cards like Tyrant. You want to hold on to Tyrant as long as you can. You can also get Flame of Zechen as early as you want. I tend to get Flame of Zechen because I play with my teammates. If you solo queue, you might want to use Growth Totem instead. Growth Totem can be very lethal late game. Super good late game. Because it just adds up and adds up and adds up, gives you 20 health per minute, gives you 1 power per minute. So it's just a really good card to have, especially if you go into a 30+ minute game, because you can usually get Growth Totem at around 12 minutes, 12-ish minutes. So that gives you a good amount of stuff there. And yeah, Riktor's just scary looking too, man. Like, he's just insane. The thing with Riktor, though, is you don't want to get caught out because he doesn't have any escapes. So you want to make sure that you're always at a good range. You're trying to pull people towards you. You don't really want to go towards them. So if you can land those pulls, again, you can just be a menace. You can also invade jungle pretty easy, again, because you have more health than any other jungler in the game besides Steel. So that gives you an early game advantage over everybody else. But yeah, you want to focus him to be tanky. The cards that really make this deck are Wicked Riposte because it gives you 36 ability armor. Ability armor is really hard to come by. That's why we have Death on Riktor. We're actually not even going to put Withering Shadow on him. We're building him Growth and Death if you guys haven't realized by now. And just Wicked Riposte is great for just armor. Ability armor. Same thing with Unbroken Spirit, probably the best tank card in the game. Here you're just going to see how much I get stunned, how much I just get hit, just how much I'm tanking. Really, I'm just taking poundings from this Rampage. I got hit with that Belica earlier, just tanking and tanking, using the CC to break up the fights, isolating enemies, using my silence so Rampage can't leap out. Stuff like that. Just silence is just such a good thing to have on a team, especially when you have a frontliner with it. And then another card that's really crucial in this deck is Plague Lord Malink, which you see me using right here. It's a blight and a slow aura. So if you're chasing somebody, they can't run away from you if they're caught in this aura unless they use a movement ability to get out. It's just so nice. And, of course, the Blight is really good counter to Rampage, who's just really strong right now. Also, a really go-to jungler, it seems. Good counter to Rampage, good counter to Chimera, good counter to Zinx, right? We went over this. You have those OP Withering Shadow, rather. Zinx builds. This is a great counter to Plague Lord Malink. You can also have Vital Waters in there just for some extra health if you can't get to Plague Lord. Really, what you want to have, the best thing to have would be Growth Totem, Wicked Riposte, and Unbroken Spirit. And just have Growth Totem sitting there and giving you more and more health until you accumulate enough points to get Plague Lord Malink, because you don't really want to focus much into Intellect unless you really need it. Like, if there's no Rampage on the other team, if there's no Zinx on the other team, you really don't need Plague Lord Malink. Just build another card that'll make you tankier. Just keep having Tyrant on, that works as well. You know, stuff like that. You don't really have to worry about it, or just keep Growth Totem on. Honestly, just have Growth Totem and just have these other 2 cards. Wicked Riposte and Unbroken Spirit, though, are your money makers. You can also have Green Spring earlier on for some basic armor, which I put on. It only costs 3 vitality points, so it's great for ganking the carries. But again, you're going to see a Siegeless Inhibitor. You're just going to see how tanky I am, just how much stuff I take. They have an Iggy shooting me with his ulted turrets the whole time. I'm just tanking this Inhibitor. I'm just keeping this Iggy at bay. Honestly, this Iggy has no chance to set up against the rest of my team. My Narbash comes help. Belica, he bounces off my head away from the drone. But again, like, I'm just here. I'm just a nuisance. I'm using my CC. I'm using my ult. I'm using my silence and not dying still. I managed to run away, not dead. So Riktor is really hard to play, but this is the deck for him. It's just a great deck. You might not even have to worry too much, again, about Plague Lord Malink if they don't have too too many enemies with regeneration, but it's just a nice card to have nonetheless. It's just a really strong card. But Unbroken Spirit, Wicked Riposte, and then maybe a third card. I mean, you guys might find another third card that just gives you a lot of health. That might help. Again, Vital Waters is just a really solid card to have. Again, that's just going to give you 5 points of Vitality now. So that's going to cost 21 points of Vitality, and then 5 points in Agility for that max build if you decide to go with that route. Plague Lord is a bit more expensive, but again, if you decide to put it in, it's just going to be really, really strong. There you guys have it. Riktor is the CC Jungle King. Really strong early game, really good late game. Thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure to have a wonderful day.